What's going on, people? Welcome back to the JSTV back again. It's the match preview show, the game between Newcastle and Tottenham on Saturday at St James's Park. I've got two Newcastle fans, which is Tony and Clover, and I've got a Tottenham fan as well, 15-year-old Harry. 16, is it 15 or 16 now? Or yeah?
You're right, yeah, 15.
It's 15.
Fantastic. 15, wow, fantastic. So it's even to you guys and even to Harry.
Good evening, John. Hope you're well.
Fantastic stuff.
When he made his debut on my channel last year, he was only 14. So yeah.
Wow.
And everybody guessed his age and thought he was older than 40. Never guessed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Actually guessed your age, didn't
they? That's good.
We'll have to start doing we'll have to start doing it like when they every time they mention Lewis Miley, they mention his age. So every time we mention your age, we'll have to take a drink. But you can't.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, not me.
Absolutely,
got a
man.
few years,
Absolutely. I don't go for people's age. I just judge a player by their ability, sort of thing. Like, by the age as well. Be nice, but it's what it is. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. No, I'm not calling you Lewis Smiley, by the way. And if you like to super chat is open. And if you like to become a member, it is just 99p. And you got jobs as well. Yes, you're on time. And then he says, Toon, it is. Big up the Paul, by the way. He'll be back. Don't worry about that. Just in time. I to AG, even to you, mate. And evening to everyone else in the chat as well. So, yeah, they're going to chat about dueling later on. Don't panic about that, guys. And we've also got Mama, me mod as well. Big up to Mama as well. Hope you're great and your family as well. Right. Let's talk about... Go on, Clover.
No. Don't you normally say, hope your dogs are well?
Say again.
Is that to Mama? Doesn't matter. Carry on.
No, sorry. I lost you. Sorry.
One thing is, John, it's actually nice to be live on YouTube tonight. I mean, look, we went live last night and we were live on Facebook and Twitch because of that problem last night. It wasn't just us. There was a lot of people affected by that last night. I put an apology out on Twitter last night as well because, look, I felt so bad that and I put apologies in the chat and everybody's saying it's not your fault. And I'm like, well, no, it's not my fault. But, I've just felt bad that people were waiting and I'm like, I can't do nothing. I can't go live. And I kept clicking the live and it wouldn't do nothing. So what we did was I just said to Harry, right, we're live on Facebook and Twitch at the moment, but I'll tell you what, we're going to end the show and we're going to do a pre-record in the studio and then we'll send it out. And that's what I did last night. And I didn't like doing that way because I like to have the interactive with the chat as well because get their views. But, it went off well at the end, so that's not too bad. And, everybody's pretty happy. I just joined in on the chat last night when we show was out live last night. But that went out at 9:30 last night. So, yeah.
I've noticed
it was like a live, but it wasn't a live.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Tony. And I hope you get it sorted out very, very soon. I do.
Well, it is sorted, John. I don't know if you got an email because everybody got an email from StreamYard to say that they've sorted out between ourselves and YouTube. It was something YouTube did and they hadn't picked up on it. So all's well that ends well, as I say.
It certainly does. You're absolutely right. And you know what? It's working. It's just good. So, yay! So, I've got to say hi to Adam, Neil in chat as well. Also, hi to Alan as well. Hi to Alan as the little as well. Big up to Alan. Hi to Mama again as well. I guess that Clover as well. And right, it's a game between Newcastle and Tottenham. And before we talk about that, do check out my last video of Dawn about the trolls and keyboard warriors as well. I did that yesterday. It's only a 10-minute video. It is worth a listen as well, please, guys, and stick a like as well. Thank you very much indeed. Right, we started with you, Harry, a Spurs fan. The game between Newcastle and Tottenham. Let's. Oh, bless him. And, hey, what? Stop bullying him, man. Hey. Joking. Listen, at the end of the day, right? I mean, under Ange Postecoglou, right? I mean, when it's appointed, it was 5th, 6th choice, yeah. I said at the time, Spurs are looking to get him. This guy is going to do good for you. Give him the time. And Spurs have to buy into this project. This is a guy that doesn't mess about. This is a guy that does things his own way. This is a guy that is proven successful in his way. How good a job he's done this season, right? Because Celtic's my second team, and he is amazing. And
he's done absolutely fantastic, John. And he's come in, hit the ground running. At the start, we went toe-to-toe with City, Liverpool and Arsenal. We drew 2 of them. We drew 1. And, we drew 2, then we won 1. And that's really impressive against the top 3. He's come in and we're talking about a completely new way of playing. And, the players have really bought into the way he's playing. We've seen a lot of changes, around the club, on and off the pitch. From the way that they deal with transfers, the model, if you like, to the way of playing football. So really, apart from a couple of individuals, Ange Postecoglou has built a starting 11, as I said to Tony on his show yesterday, in 2 windows. And that is quite special. And that's also credit to the board for doing that. Obviously, this summer's important in terms of adding squad depth. I look at your top 3 in the league, but in particular, your Cities, even Liverpool as well, with the options they have off the bench that clubs like Tottenham don't currently have. So it's about adding that squad depth and giving us a fighting chance. It'd be nice to be in Europe next season, but we haven't had to deal with Europe this season, so we've had that advantage to be able to focus on the league. But top 4 will be very good. None of us thought it would be possible when Postecoglou first came into the job. Harry Kane, left the club, and the statistics were clear. Last season, we would have finished 17th if it wasn't for Harry Kane's goals, assists, or any involvement in any goals, and that is quite shocking. So there wasn't a lot of hope when he left the start of the season, before Ange Postecoglou came in. So it didn't look good. But he's come in, silenced a lot of people, including myself, who weren't, I wouldn't say against the appointment, but didn't know a lot about him. And quite a few managers win at Celtic, but we've seen like Steven Gerrard and Alex Ferguson's an exception, but generally managers don't do very well when they come over from Scotland. But he's kind of already, for me, broken that. Of course, the second season is really key, John, before I judge him in terms of whether he's right for the Premier League and even right, for Tottenham Hotspur to take us to the next level, win trophies. Because, Ten Hag is a perfect example, comes in 3rd and the League Cup, his first season for United. But then now, for me, there has been a drop-off. You could put it down to injuries if you like, but there's been a significant drop-off. So next season's key, but I think it's a breath of fresh air. I like the way he handles certain situations, like Richarlison. He opened up about his mental health. He handled that really well. And I just think he's honestly a breath of fresh air, hard to dislike. And it's great to have him at the football club.
Yeah, absolutely right. He is a breath of fresh air. I mean, I've seen his interviews. He doesn't pull any punches. He says it how it is. He doesn't mess about. Do you know what I mean? And I watched one a couple of days ago, and he's so spot on. Says the nice things about Eddie Howe. We'll go to some comments as well. Keep those comments coming through. How to go farther? Can we go unbeaten for the rest of the season? You never know, mate. You never know. But I'd like to see it happening. But Tottenham, Man United will be very, very tough. But it's doable. Hi to JK, hope you're good. Hi to Alan again. Hi to Andrew DB, hope you're well. Hi to Alan. And hi to Toon Army. I'm looking forward to Spurs playing that high line on Saturday. I'll be there as well. So anyone meets us, get a selfie. Let's do it. 7-0, simple as there you go. Bet your pint. you gotta love him. You gotta love him as well. You gotta love him. Drops. Hi to you. And hi to Philip, hope you're well. And I think we'll take that Europe spot. And with that, we have our thrown at us with injuries. Is a massive achievement for Eddie. I totally agree. And also, we've got Lorraine. Hi to Lorraine. Love you lots. I hope you're well. And everyone's saying hi to Lorraine as well. Very, very popular.
Can I say something about Ange?
Yeah. Go and talk about Ange Postecoglou. Go for it, Clover.
Postecoglou, yeah.
Cogley.
Dude, can he crack a smile once in a while? Like, seriously, he puts on game face at the start of a match, and that's it. I'm not gonna change my face.
Yeah.
If we get a goal or we don't get a goal or anything happens. I mean, once in a while he'll occasionally go, "Oh," and that's about it. That's all he does for the whole match.
That's true.
It's like, Jesus, mate, what are you doing? Like, can you have an emotion?
I think you're spot on there. And just to quickly say, John, as well, because we were losing 4-1 against Chelsea. It's the same facial expression to when we were 5-1 up against Burnley. It doesn't change. And although I don't like to criticise someone for how they look and the way they react to a touchdown.
Come on.
And like someone like Conte was, your micromanager went too far. But he does need to, for me, show a little bit of expression, and even like high five when you score. But he don't move a muscle. So I think he's spot on.
He's never getting a yellow card for over celebrating. That's for sure.
No, not for over celebrating. That's for sure.
Jeez. I mean,
Yeah.
oh
I mean,
God.
well, we are going to talk about Joe Lynn later on, by the way. But I like to see Ange crack a smile, but that's his personality. Do you know what I mean? If he smiles, he probably smile it when he wins a trophy. But this is the man who doesn't gas. He doesn't get excited. You know what I mean? It's him. That is the way. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But that's Ange's personality. We can change that. I'm sure.
But you can see a difference from when he first came into Premier League to now, because I remember seeing like a press conference with him, and I can't remember the exact details because my memory is shite, but there was some dude in the press, and he asked him a question, and it must have been about how do you feel about missing some player or the fact that a player was injured or something rather.
Oh, yeah. I was dying. Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember? And he turned around and he was just like, did you get the answer you wanted? Like he just like came back at him like real sarcastic. And I thought,
the question was clever.
That's the Aussie way, Ange. Come on now, give him some.
He said, will you miss? Yeah, he said, will you miss Eric Dyer? Because obviously he's out for injury. And he said, no. Do you get the answer you're looking for? Well, is
that what you come for? Yeah. It was like
I tell you
he
what,
gave it back to him real sarcastic, like real but with this big grin on his face, like just I mean, he was and I haven't seen him do anything like that since, and I just thought, okay, we know what's on. So he must be like very different in the locker room, or like having the chats with the boys in training or whatever. But on the side of the pitch on match day, very different. Very professional, but very different.
He is indeed. And you know what? When he had a go one of the Scottish press as well, I'll tell you what, he ripped into them as well, and they respect him from there. Tony, your mate, Ange, Big Ange, has he impressed you this season for Tottenham?
My mate, Ange.
Yeah.
Well, look.
You like him?
As I said, not really, John, no. As I said to Harry last night, normally you get managers coming down from Scotland and they don't normally have a great track record unless it's Alex Ferguson, of course. He's a one-off. But normally a manager comes from Scotland and doesn't do very well in England. And yes, we know he's Australian, by the way, but yes, he mentioned Japan and he went to Celtic, obviously, but and done well for Celtic and won trophies at Celtic. But normally, as I say, when these managers come down to England, they don't normally do very well, and we've seen that in the past. But he's different. He has done well with Spurs, and he's probably done better than I actually thought. Because I was one of them. I thought, give this guy 6 months to be gone. I thought he'd be gone by January, if I'm honest. I didn't think Spurs would be where they are now. Not after the season they had last season. When they had the trouble with Conte, and he obviously wasn't going to stay at the end of the season. And then obviously they brought in that Stellini when we beat them 6-1. And even that day, I thought that manager Stellini, I actually thought one of their Spurs players, to be honest with you, I'm surprised he actually come back a better player this season, because I thought he actually destroyed that lad's career there and then at St James's Park when he pulled off Papi Sarr. You could see on he was not the problem that day for Spurs. He was not the problem. It was the system he was told to play in, and it was the manager who chose that system who caused that problem. And then he just decided to sacrifice him instead. And you could see the lad looked distraught, and I thought, that lad's finished. That lad's not going to come back from this easily now. He's, you know, this is going to hurt him for a long time. This is going to take a long time to heal, you know. And I said that to many Spurs fans. And I mean, look, the lad's come back this year and he's been absolutely fantastic. You know, so thankfully his career hasn't been spoiled by a coach who basically didn't have a clue that day. I think he just underestimated us that day, Stellini. I really do. But yeah, I mean, look, like I say, after the season you had last season, not having any European football, I just thought it's going to be a transition season for Spurs. But, you know, how is Postecoglou going to do in the Premier League, considering he's never managed Premier League before and he's coming down from Scotland? But yeah, he surprised me how well he's done. And, you know, at the start of the season, they were flying, they were top of the league, unbeaten. But then, obviously, they do what people call the Spursy, and that is they start dropping points, you know. We all go back to that season when Leicester City won the Premier League and Tottenham were up there. And I think there was one game that Tottenham should have won and they didn't win it. Leicester went on and won that game, and then it ended up being Leicester who stormed ahead and got the Premier League title because, as I say, Tottenham bottled it, and I believe they did bottle it. So yeah, I mean, look, but as I say, this season's been totally different, and whether they stay in the top four this season, that depends on that form between now and the end of the season.
Yeah. I kind of agree there, Ton. I really kind of agree. He's come in and he's giving different players a chance, and he's done well. Really done well. Even Højbjerg's done all right, sort of thing. Really does come on, in my opinion. I quite like him, by the way. He does.
Yeah, I do.
Good player. I know a lot of people think that he hasn't got the work rate. His attitude is wrong. This guy, I tell you what, he gives you 110%. He's better than number. He's better than 36. But anyway, Queen Amanda's birthday. Wish her a good day. Thank you for that, Jacob. Happy birthday to Amanda.
Yay.
And John Chancellor Lorraine. When you had target on 100k a week and Jay's on less wages, it's crazy. Has to 100k a week wages. Indeed. He's for Nearbaz, Tony.
Ramsey.
Love to you, Lorraine, as well.
And
Postecoglou.
Look, and I got to thank him. I've got to thank Ange for bringing Newcastle down to Australia. Eh? It's all because of him that Newcastle are coming down here, eh? In May. If it weren't because
saying that, you're talking. You know, Brian's obviously saying their neighbours. I was thinking more home and away, Brian. You see, get it with the Premier League, home and away.
Aha.
Glover got that one, and Harry's just about got that one now. But you do play home and away, don't you? So they are.
Yeah, no.
The ideals.
It's very good, Tony. That.
I do like AG. I think he's a good guy, but he wants Lloyd Kelly on a fee. Not for me.
No.
Not for
Injury
me.
prone.
That. A more fitting name would be Little Ange, Little John for Robin Hood. I like it. What about Matty B, the great late Matty B, Beer Shankly, legends of the game, legends. Remember when we got relegated and we went off to beat Tottenham 5-1? Yep, that's under Rafa as well. I tell you what, that was Rolando Alons took them apart big time. Bumped into Anna Deck today, and as kids filming something June can constitute fats. I can't wait to get their shirts as well. I was just doing the street content as well. I think that'll be it. But who knows, Lorraine will be 4-5. Looking forward to the battle between Bruno and Madison mid. It's only one winner, Bruno. Do you know what it is, right, Harry? For me, Madison, he did done the Tyson Fury last week on Yates. Got a job there. And for me, I'm going to be honest with you, right? He should have been sent off for that. Why did you not go to VAR check? Should have gone to VAR check.
Mm-hmm.
I think VAR bottled it, right? That should have gone on the video.
I think Madison's a lucky boy. Let's be very clear here. Like I said to Tony on his show yesterday, but also with Ryan Yates, he was on a yellow card. He's going, referee, look at the monitor. The rules say that that's a yellow card alone for asking the referee to go and check the monitor, go and check VAR. So really, you could say that either player was lucky at the end to be on the pitch in terms of Maddison. He gives it and he takes it. Doesn't usually react. That was a rare occasion where he did. Obviously, shouldn't have. And being honest with you, whatever you think of, whether it's a yellow card, a red card, if you gave that to 10 referees, I believe that majority, if not all, would give that as a red card. And that's where James Maddison's got to be careful. We've got the benefit of the doubt. But to be honest with you, as I said, him and Ryan Yates were very lucky to be on the pitch at the end of the game. They're going at each other constantly. Several fouls throughout the game that were yellow cards alone. So referee was as lenient could be. So yeah, both lucky boys, I would say, to be honest.
I kind of agree, because had it been Newcastle like Bruno G or Joe Linton, right? And I guarantee you, Clover, they would have been there straight away. They would have been on their case.
Oh, mate. And if he could have given them 2 red cards, he bloody well would have. If it were Joel Linton or Bruno, absolutely.
Exactly. Antonio would be as well. Go on, Clover. Carry on, Clover.
No, I was just gonna be an idiot and say, yeah, could have given them 2 red cards, a couple of bloody yellows, a blue and a green and a purple. I mean, for a Newcastle player, absolutely. But no, he was definitely going to get away with that one for sure.
Yeah.
We need some of those refs on our side. Like, how'd you manage that one, Harry?
Oh man. You want to answer that one, Harry?
What we'll say is I think that officials are very inconsistent this year, and I hope that we see improvements next season. There's a lot of inconsistency, and there's been, for me, Spurs players, maybe Maddison's example, that shouldn't have been on the pitch, but also there's been incidents like Romero where it seems he's getting yellow cards where it's good tackles. I think that certain players are targeted more, and I'm glad you mentioned it there. Bruno Guimaraes is one that, as soon as he puts a foul in, referee straight, out with the yellow card. I think Romero for us is another one. And there's few, throughout the league. And there's some, like, for me, Bruno Fernandes, that seem to get away with a lot before they get a yellow card. And it'll include diving, time wasting. And, if we talk about dissent, Bruno Fernandes wouldn't be at the end, wouldn't stay until the end in any game, because the amount of time he turns around and whinges, has a go at the official. So I think, when you mic the officials up, be interesting to see what comes from both ways. But inconsistency is a big problem. And you're never going to get it where you get the correct decision every scenario, but you want to get towards something where we're getting the correct decision like 9.5 times out of 10. And I personally think with VAR that there's been more errors than ever, and your clear and obvious things are being missed. I don't know if that's the pressure for the referees to go to the monitor. And I had this discussion with Tony yesterday. I think he's spot on in terms of that PSG Newcastle game, that official that was made to go to the monitor to check that penalty. Because we can all, see and discuss it till we're blue in the face. We all know that it was not a penalty, and Newcastle were hard done by, and we'd probably be talking about them in the Champions League, I think, now, if it wasn't for that. But the referee felt, the pressure. He had a good game. Felt the pressure going to the monitor. So they, VAR on that, they put them in that difficult situation, and players as well. And then you get stuck. So that is ultimately the problem, but inconsistency. So needs to be a lot, I think, that's changed for next season. I'll change it easily 4 or 5 things.
Absolutely. And it'd be interesting to see what happens in the summer, whether this will work or not, because it needs to do something about it, because there's still consistency. It's the most important thing in football. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need. And we're just going to find out. Could be TV problems here, but we'll see. Hope Bruno doesn't get carded. If he does, though, kicking the ball away, last 5 minutes, get less ban. EPL crazy rules. Tony, what about that, man? If you get booked, you get a 2-game ban. And if you get sent off, second yellow, and you went off in the last minute, you only get a 1-game ban. You got to keep it quiet. The Premier League. We'll find out.
That's crazy. Why do you think Anthony Gordon did that? He knew he was on a yellow, so he thought, right, I'm going to kick the ball away and see if the ref notices. And when the ref noticed that he kicked the ball away, the referee wasn't going to book him. And then it was, he did book him, but didn't send him off. And that's when Bowen went up to the referee, Jared Bowen, and said, he's already been yellow carded once. This is the second one you've gave him. And the referee had to turn around and say, right, okay, it's a red card. But VAR would have intervened anyway. But it wouldn't surprise me if Bruno did that, got himself sent off just so he could get a lesser ban. It is crazy. You can see it happening as well if he did get a yellow card. But look, he's gone this far without getting a yellow card. So, he's only got 90 minutes to get through. Just don't put in a silly tackle. If you're going to put a tackle in, just make sure you don't get seen. Although I know VAR's the eyes everywhere now, aren't there? And, that's the thing. I mean, look, you go back to that incident last week. Yes, James Maddison should not be playing this weekend. Absolutely not. They've bottled that. But also, I'll call him Ryan Yates today. I called him Dean Yates last night, and Dean Yates used to be a centre half, played for Notts County. So there you go. He played for the opposite side of Nottingham Forest. So he was a very good centre half, by the way. But anyway, but surely Ryan Yates should have also faced some action for doing that to the referee, mimicking, because if you remember, if you go back to, I think, was it the World Cup 2018, I think it was. Yeah, 2018 World Cup it was. And I think it was Harry Maguire. He went up to the referee and said, because I think it was against Colombia when he was shouting for the penalty. And he went like that, and the referee gave me a yellow card for doing it. Maguire. But then did go to the... Then they did say it was a penalty anyway, didn't it? But I think it was that game anyway. But Maguire got a yellow card for that. And that's when they brought that out. They said, after that, they said, yes, this is where action's going to be taken. If you do that, it's going to be classed as dissent. So if you're already on a yellow card, you could be sent off for that.
Crazy, man.
But yeah, it just shows you, the pressure of football. But there again, he should have faced some action for that. Whether he was already on a yellow card, maybe he should have been given a yellow card for that.
Yates was already on a yellow card, and he got 2 warnings before that for tackles that he put in, to be honest.
So he should have been gone in a way. And he should be missing a game for Forest.
I agree.
So when you get 2 yellow cards in a game and therefore red carded off, that doesn't reset all of the other yellow cards that you've had before, like if you're on 9.
Don't think so.
No. You see, when Anthony Gordon against West Ham got the first yellow card, that then put Anthony Gordon onto 9 yellow cards.
Yeah.
So he knew that if he played against Everton and got a booking, which he probably would have done, let's be honest, he would have missed 2 games, which would have meant he missed Fulham and he would have missed the Spurs game. So Anthony Gordon, being clever, what he did was he thought, I'm going to kick this ball, waste a bit of time, get the second yellow card and get sent off. So when he gets sent off, those 2 yellow cards he received are no longer valid. So it goes back to 8 yellow cards and it turns just to a red card instead.
Oh, really? So it goes back to 8?
That is clever. That is so clever.
I thought it would stay at 9.
So if Bruno gets a yellow card and that's on 9, then he goes to 10 yellow cards and then he gets another yellow card in a sending off. Then he'll reset back to 9 yellow cards, but it won't matter after that because he'll just miss one game. So
I didn't know that it went backwards, to be honest.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Wow,
it's very interesting. I'm sure the Premier League will look into that next season's loophole.
If we do it twice.
If we keep our mouth shut as well and don't give them too much clues, by the way, because I tell you something.
Edit that bit out.
The thing is, if you go back and watch the reaction of Anthony Gordon when he's coming off and clapping the fans and that, it's like he's like, I'm not bothered about being sent off. Normally players are not happy about being sent off. But he was not happy. He was not bothered. He just walked off that field as if he was being substituted. And
looking at his watch, it's been 60 minutes, my turn.
Exactly. We had to have a bit of mouse up there. That's not upstairs. That's the downstairs, but never mind. Let's move on to the comments. Smash the likes, please, people. I haven't got enough likes. Do smash them, yeah? Do you think the new offside equipment will help improve VAR results and referee trust next season? I'll go along with that as well, Phil. 100%.
Absolutely, John.
Definitely.
I'll tell you why, John.
Yeah.
They used it in the Champions League, and I tell you what, it was absolutely fantastic. They used it in the World Cup in Qatar, and I thought it was great then. And I thought it was great in the Champions League when the Premier League turned it down last year, like to Liverpool and that. I thought, why are you turning this down? This is absolutely fantastic. I like this semi-automated system. And when we saw it in the Champions League, look how well it worked. And, that game with Liverpool and Spurs, when Liverpool had that goal ruled out. Now, if Klopp hadn't have been such a whingy baby and said, we don't want the semi-automatic system, if that semi-automatic system was in, Liverpool would have been gifted that goal. But that was down to Klopp and the cartel who didn't want it in. Simple as.
Exactly. It looks as if you get their own way as well with this improving the money as well. I mean, this PSR is still going to be in place, and it's still not going to work. They're still going to protect the Big Six. Super League, here we come. Have you seen that? We have 4 new flags at the same of like great selling owners investing. Good for you, man. Good for you. And let's hope your owner wise up this time. PSG got home on UEFA board. That's an Alan to Harry.
No, that's why they got that bloody penalty against us in the champions.
Yeah, because Khalifi's got a lot to say. Yeah, we know he has.
Well after their extra time was over as well.
Yeah, the brown envelopes were passed around, you see.
Oh, drives me
Full of
insane
cash.
every time I think about it.
That's absolutely. So Harry, would you like to see before you got to talk about the game as well on Saturday? Would you like to see Tottenham strengthen in the summer? And who do you think will leave?
Yeah, good question, Alan. There, in terms of leaving out the club, I think that there's a lot of players that do need to be shifted on. I look at the likes of Ndombele in terms of club record signing, 65 million. Didn't work out, the wrong attitude, and are we going to be able to shift him on? Because we're talking 10, 15 million for Ndombele, so that is a substantial loss as far as the club is concerned. I'll be looking to move on players like Sessegnon, who I could be completely wrong with. I think he's had 11 injuries since coming to Tottenham. He hasn't even been here that long since joining from Fulham. A player like that you want to get off the cards. He's been undergo so many surgeries. Ultimately, you just need to take some money for him now. He's been through so many injuries. Most of them are long, but if you include like little knocks and that, it's 11 now at Tottenham. So that's a significant number. So we do need to move players on. I think Oliver Skipp's another one. I think maybe Championship, lower Premier League is his level if he remains in this country. But in terms of bringing into the club, I think we need a backup left back for a Doggy, especially Europe next season. We want to take the FA Cup, Carabao Cup seriously. Doggy's age is a lot of pressure to play that many games. We don't have anyone for me who can fill in left back. Ben Davies can't do that inverted fullback role, so he'd be the left-sided backup as things stand. But backup left back. Some would say number 6, but personally, I think we're okay. It'd be Højbjerg for me or Bentancur. Some people said it limits his abilities. I don't think so. I think he can play as a progressive 6 and dictate. So I don't think the number 6 is a problem. But the real thing that we need to focus on is a number 9. We're getting so many good positions. You'll see this, regardless of the result on Saturday, that we're getting so many good positions, whether we win, lose or draw, where you go and we just won't quite take the chance or won't cross when necessary, won't shoot. That's the main thing. When we need to, we just need a number 9, regardless of the way we play, that knows how to finish his dinner. So we do need that, and probably another winger. So it's 3 players for me. Some fans will be greedy and say, we need more than that. So really, we're only really looking at a 100 million window. It's not that much. It's more about shifting players at the club. But those 3 players I mentioned add quality to the starting 11, but also squad depth, which is very, very important. So, of course, it's about quality, but also quantity is important. We want a strong second team. So it's a big summer, as is every window. So we'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You could say that guy's name without saying it. Like every time when I watch it when we watch Spurs, we have to say, "Ooh, dog." We can't just say
doggy.
Doggy.
And same with Pedro Porro, we have to say Pedro Porro. We just can't. You just can't say his name just normally.
It's Italian. That's like an Italian name, Pedro Porro. It's not Portuguese.
I get a little disappointed with the commentators. Like, I'm just like, please, just once say it like that. Not that they were ever. But,
I mean, if let's just say if Doggy was a darts player, his walkout music would probably be "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Yeah. Yes. Bosh.
It probably would be, though.
He would.
Tony, oh my God. Are you a dad? That was a really good dad joke.
I tell you, I followed this guy's career, Doggy. Oh man, I follow this guy's career. He's good, great player. Udinese, one of the better players. To be fair, Lorenzo 36 has been filled. He's played against Everton last season and is yet to turn full fitness. 36 should not be in the squad. To be fair, I don't think he's good enough. Let's be real. And getting injections. Yeah, you got one here. 36 should not be near the starting 11 at the minute. But there's not using one of the chip on the ball. But there's not using one with the chip in the ball. That's a Kishin. Big up to Kishin, by the way. I don't understand that, by the way. You need to understand that one, Kish. Do you understand that, guys?
But they're not using the one with a chip in the ball. Oh, there's a chip in the ball, John.
Are they talking about with
offside?
Offside.
Yeah,
right. Sorry, Kishin. We understand you, man. We understand you, mate, now. I don't think Bruno would do that. It's been so controlling the game. It's just want to go and it needs to change. Aggressive part.
There was talk about some new offside technology getting used next season. Yeah, I just saw it be mentioned on X like over the last 24 hours or so. You know how we were talking about using cameras down the sidelines and stuff, but there was
I think that was it. What we've been discussing. I think that's it.
But but they were talking about bringing it in actually next season.
Yeah.
But is that what Krishna was? Well, sorry if I said that name wrong, but without a chip in the ball, or is it one that's?
I don't know what it's about.
It's like a microchip in the ball, and it sends signals, doesn't it? So.
Odd.
It's a bit like
we'll see what happens. See how it turns out, lads. Let's see how it turns out to be. Do you think AG would risk that? It's pretty much match fixing. No, he's just been clever. It's just been clever. And
yeah, but it's not match fixing, but it's just a way of just getting out of having the yellow cards. And it's not. If it was match fixing, I'm sure they would have said something about it, but they didn't. So he may have had that thought in his head. Who knows? Nobody knows. Only Anthony Gordon knows the answer to that.
Yeah. Harry, would you sign 36 for the two injuries?
Take him.
Would you sign 36? I'm not mentioning his name. I was just going to say.
Would you sign Longstaff?
No. He'd be quite fired. But I don't think he's awful. But I don't look at him and go, he should be in the top 4 team. I'll be honest with you, I look at Newcastle and it's not necessarily fair for me to comment because I don't obviously watch every single game, but it almost feels like the odd one out when you watch Newcastle in terms of he doesn't know his role, he doesn't know what he's doing. No chance, Alan. No chance. I know Mouse is not playing. No chance that's happening.
Yeah,
I'll put the petrol in his car to get him there.
It may be for Ndombele. I mean, I might consider that in terms of getting his wages.
I like Ndombele. I think he's done well at that.
We're talking like one of the highest players like on wage off the books and bring logs off it, I suppose homegrown. I don't know, but no, it wouldn't be at the top of my transfer list. No,
not for you. And censorship, according to Deer, talk about the ball censorship. So yeah, but let's talk about the game, right? I mean, go back to Harry, right? I mean, obviously, for those who don't know, who should Newcastle be looking at on Saturday, potential match winners for Yati? You've got plenty in your team at the minute.
Yeah, for me, you look on the wings, in terms of where we can hurt Newcastle most. I think that the midfield battle, of course, will be interesting, but I don't look at that and go that that's necessarily going to define the result. I think that Werner and Johnson, left and right side, will be absolutely massive. I think it'd be very key to see where Dan Burn plays, whether it be centre-back or left back. For Newcastle, it has to be centre back because his pace compared to Brennan Johnson, we're talking chalk and cheese, and for Newcastle that'd be a recipe for disaster. So I think that we can cause you the most problems there. I think that although obviously you've got a lot of defensive injuries, including that goalkeeper, that back five, there's a lot of players out. I think you'll be able to handle Son, although I think he's sharp, his movement's good. In terms of we don't have that physical kind of presence as for a striker. But Werner and Johnson, I think, will cause you problems all afternoon. So that'd be really, really interesting. I think there's goals in this, John. Whatever way you look at it, I look at Spurs and I really like our back four of Porro, Udogie, Van der Ven and Romero. But in terms of a defensive unit, and I put it down to the number 6 and in midfield not protecting the defence while we're conceding so many goals, because the defence is great, keeper's great, but we're just conceding too easily. You know, against Forest, that goal, that was me or you could have done that. It's a couple of touches, and it's in on goal 1-on-1, and you can't miss from that. So I do worry about us defensively. I think Newcastle, you in terms of the players you've got out defensively, the best form of defence for you is attack. You've got to get forward. For me, you have to start Harvey Barnes. I said to Tony yesterday, you've got to start him over Jacob Murphy for me. In terms of the Spurs point of view for Newcastle, I'll be most worried. Obviously, Isak, excellent form. So it'd be him, Gordon, Harvey Barnes. That is a really good front three that will be scoring goals against Tottenham regardless of the result. So that has to be for me. I don't think it will be, but I think that has to be the front three for Newcastle. There's goals in it. I think we're talking about two leaky defence. Newcastle, it's not their fault with the players that got out. So I'm really looking forward to it. But I think we can hurt you most on the wing with Werner and Brendan Johnson in particular.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout because our back four tour has got to be on point because if you look at our back four, right, we're getting better. Dan Burn is playing us right for position in defence. I don't want to see that guy ever play left back ever again. Yeah, and I mean that. Yeah, I mean, Trippier coming. Hopefully, I doubt he will. Right?
Why did he ever play left back? He's got no pace. He can't deal with his man. I don't get where the idea came, unless it was from injury. Why he would play left back? I think you're better calling someone up from the youth academy because all Dan Burn would have is experience or that physical presence from set pieces. In terms of one-on-one, he's absolutely easy to beat. You just run past him.
But you don't need pace when you only have to take 4 steps to be, like 10 meters down the bloody pitch because he's so bloody tall.
Very tall. Very tall.
Yeah.
But
look, John, you would know that too, being, a bloody giant. Take 10 steps and you're 10 meters down the road.
I agree.
Tony and I, on the other hand, have to take, 15 to move the same amount of space.
Yeah, I kind of, I see your second.
All right, you're not getting my jokes tonight. What's going on?
I am, yes.
We are. What is it?
I say tonight and it's 5:30 in the morning, but...
I know, Bless you. I know exactly what you mean, but you're right. I mean, Gary, I can't agree with you. You don't need him in the left back. We just don't need him at all whatsoever. We've got Lewis Hall at left back. I mean, first half, I thought it was poor last week against Fulham. Second half, I thought it was a bit better, to be fair. But I do like Lewis Hall. It'll come better and better and better. I really do.
Yeah, he will, John. I mean, that Dan Burn is playing better at centre-back. Yes, we know that. We've seen this for a long time, and we've all been banging on about it. We can all see that Dan Burn's getting beat for pace. We saw it against Elanga at St James's Park on Boxing Day. Elanga ripped us apart because I think it was the second game that Espirito Santo was in charge of Forest, and his second game in charge, all he did was he said, Hudson-Odoi, you're playing left. Elanga, you're going on the right. You're my fastest swinger. You're going to strip that guy and rip him to bits. And that's exactly what he did. He got his homework right. And that's somebody who's only just in his second job, his second game as the manager of Forest. And Eddie Howe should have seen that. And again, it took until I think we were 3-1 down before Eddie Howe changed it and took Dan Burn off, We saw Ogbenny of Luton Town rip Burn to pieces, And it's like, we're shouting, saying, look, come on, Eddie Howe. Everybody else can see it. Why can't you see it? That every team is putting that. And then when Eddie's asked the questions, he'll say, to put Dan Burn's a good defensive. He's aerial threat. Yes, we know he's a great aerial threat of a defender, but he's not a left back. Play somebody who can play left back. Yes, we haven't got Target because he's injured and he's had a relapse again. But, I don't want to see Dummer play there either, to be honest with you. I don't want to see WrestleMania happen anymore. I'm done with that now. But, play Lewis Hall. What's the point of having him at the club if we're not going to play him? And now he's played a couple of games. He's looked decent, I know I had Livramento and he's injured as well, but I don't want to see Dan Burn at left back anymore. The only one I want to see at left back, Sean Longstaff, and that's left back in the changing room, by the way, not on left back on the field. But seriously though, John, I'd rather have a natural left back there. Dan Burn is playing better as a left-sided.
Much
centre
better.
back, by the way, along with Shea. We know Shaw's and I don't know how much longer Shaw's got left, so we do definitely need a replacement for Shea as well. And we know he's going to go back to Switzerland once he's finished because he's a director at a football club where he started his career in Switzerland. So, he's got a job for life once he leaves Newcastle. And just one of the things about football, Nat, big game in the Europa League tonight there. Milan 0, Roma 1. Gianluca Mancini with a goal.
Yeah, he scored against Lazio in the derby I saw the other day. Derby della Capitale. That means the Rome derby. So
yeah,
I said it well. Derby della Capitale. Okay. Dan Burns said, thanks for that, Tony. So I corresponded there. Dan Burns better to centre back. Eddie has to play Lewis at left back. Yep, very, very true. I'm not worried over the back four on Saturday. It's fine. I mean, Emil Kraft, first half, I thought it was woeful Saturday, to be fair. Clover, are you a fan of Emil Kraft? Do you think he should play on Saturday?
I mean, who else plays in the same position?
Well, Trippier, but he's injured at the minute, and Liverpool injured too.
Yeah, but do you reckon Trippier will be back? Because he was supposed to be back in April, wasn't he?
He's supposed to be, but I think he's still out. He's probably not match fit yet.
He's supposed to be back after the international break. That's when he was supposed to be back. That was what Eddie Howe originally said.
There's only 3 more games left in the bloody month if he doesn't play. So come on, mate.
Yeah.
Now I'd rather see Trippier back. I mean, clearly, Kraft. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about any of our guys. I love them all, but except for Dummer at the moment, I guess. Even that I feel bad saying. Even that I feel bad saying. Because I hate
you got a lot of players at the moment. Yeah, he's good. I think you've got a lot of players at Newcastle at the moment in terms of if you want to go to that next level that for me shouldn't really be in and around the team. You've got your Paul Dummett, your Emil Kraft, your Sean Longstaff. There's a lot of them that I call like gap fillers. I think Jacob Murphy could potentially as well be another one. So you've got a lot of those players that I look at, in terms of like Spurs point of view, we exploit you. Like, you have players like Paul Dummett and Emil Kraft on the pitch. I'll be going, if I was Ange Postecoglou, go down that side, attack them, because for me, I think that there's something to be exploited there. So you've got a lot of players that you talk about next season. The summer obviously be hard in terms of FFP and be able to bring players in because the club obviously doesn't generate a significant amount of money to compare to top four, etc. But if you can shift players like that, I think you have to do it. Obviously within the homegrown quota and things like that, it has to be done. I want to, when he's fully fit, etc. You'd have Lewis Miley over Sean Longstaff any day of the week. For me, he doesn't have the experience that Longstaff has, but you put Miley in there without a doubt for me.
He gets it. He understands it. Like he's young
and he can cope with pressure.
Experience, but he gets it. He's got a head for the game. Now you had a comment just before, John, from AG.
Yeah, AG. Yeah, AG.
Okay.
Antagonising Geordie.
Antagonising Geordie. Say, can you bring it back up? Because I can't remember what he said, but I wanted to say something.
Is that about the back four?
No.
Okay. Is it that one there?
Kraft.
Oh yeah, Murphy. Put Murphy in there. So there was a game recently where we put Murphy back there instead of like on the right wing. But he didn't stay there doing what he was supposed to do in that position. Like it's like he forgets what role he's in if he's not on the right wing. So I don't know if that's like a good idea to put him up there where Kraft or Trippier would be.
Just a couple of minutes of breaking news.
Who dat?
What's that?
It's just my phone went off. Sorry, guys. Don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
I thought we had a bug in the system or something.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what it is, right? I mean, my phone does that sometimes. I don't know why it does that, but it's off now. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that's a good point there, because I think Murphy could do a job at right back. He's not, I wouldn't put him right back personally, but
If he
It
remembered
really
his
got
role, he just doesn't remember what he's supposed to do when he goes back there.
Yeah. If he can tackle, he's not a good tackler, but you know what? I think he's done all right. Playing centre back and left back, that's where Eddie loses credit for me. Burns has been our best player in the last 2 games in centre back.
I don't know about our best, but he's been a lot better than in his own space, being playing in the other role for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about our best player though.
Click
to the matrix.
I like this. Right. Let's go. I was going to say, I think Harry's left them jump for last. Fine, Harry got that. If you just give us your start 11, Harry, and
Well, for Spurs.
What?
Yeah,
For Spurs?
Spurs.
No.
In goal, Vicario.
If you say, those 2 players, you got to say it like a show.
I legit tell you what, I do it and I leave it to you at the end. I'll come to you for those players.
No.
Come to you
Give
for
it a go. Give it a go.
No. Vicario, and then left back we've got a doggy. Right.
Ooh, let the dogs out.
And right back we've got Clover.
Pedro Paro.
There you go. And you got Romero and Van der Ven centre back. For me, midfield, I'm a bit stuck because Basuma for me has been absolutely atrocious, and I mean atrocious since coming back from AFCON. But I am going to put him in there somehow. I'm not going to forgive myself for that. And I put Bentancur and Maddison in there. I like Sarr. I like his energy. But I look at this Newcastle team, and obviously because of injuries, they've played a lot of minutes, etc. Throughout the season. I think that Sarr's energy later on in the match could be very useful. But it'd be quite painful to watch Basuma. So for me, it's between Basuma and Højbjerg. Maybe even forget that. Put Højbjerg in there. I can't watch Basuma again. You've got Højbjerg, Bentancur and Maddison. Then a front 3 doesn't change. Son down the middle, Van on the left, and Johnson on the right. And I like Son, but he's like he's not there when he plays as number 9. There's no hold-up play. There's no real movement. It's the way that Postecoglou plays. But for me, I want a tall, physical number 9 that you put the ball in the box, like a Richarlison, who sadly is injured. So for me, that's what we need to improve in the summer. Son's not getting any younger. So that's what I would change. But I think that lineup's good enough. So I'm looking forward to the game.
Yeah.
Van der Ven will do well.
Yeah,
so quick.
I like some Van der Ven as well at the back, Van der Ven and Romero as well. I mean, those 2 guys at the back are really they're solid. Very, very solid. Van der Ven is so quick, Tony. He is so rapid at the back. Oh man, he's so rapid. And Isak's got pace, but can he keep up with Van der Ven? That's the one question. Yeah,
Isak's a big problem. I think Gordon as well, and like I said, Barnes, even if it is off the bench, I think let's say Doggy has a yellow card, which he does quite like. And if I'm Eddie Howe, I'll put Barnes on that right hand side up against a Doggy. A Doggy still young, could lose his head and get a second yellow card ultimately. So I think that is one for Newcastle to watch. It's you've got players like Romero, who last year St James's Park pretty much lost his head along with the whole team. To be honest with you, so as long as it's not as bad as last year, we'll be all right.
Yeah, and Tagalas and George got his start as well. Lucas Danbo, Famous Shaw, Emma Kraft, Elliot Anderson, Bruno Guimaraes, Andy Gordon, Isak, Harvey B, and James, JM.
Jacob Murphy.
Jacob Murphy.
Oh, yeah, Jacob
Murphy right back. Had to think then. I mean, just have your nap for your first 20 minutes. That's some good. Father. I mean, I was going to say, I know you got to shoot Harry as well, man. I know you've got another show to go on, so I appreciate that, man. But if you just
are you coming down to Australia for the after the season games for the what is it?
I'm not.
Not you, John. Harry, he's a Spurs fan.
I don't think so yet. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. But John, before I go, do you want to score prediction?
Only a 30-hour flight.
Yeah, man. Yes, please, man. Give us a score prediction, man. And
you like this. I think there's goals in it. I said that on Tony yesterday, and I stand by my prediction. I go 3-2 Newcastle. I think we take the lead, go 2-0 up, and I think it's good for Spurs if we go in at half-time losing or drawing because Ange Postecoglou has a go at them. At the moment, we're seeing 1-2 changes happen at half time. Forest, we go in at 1-1, and pretty much she shouts at them 2 changes. They're out like 4 or 5 minutes early, like ridiculously early. None of the players were happy either. So I think you know how that half time team talk went. I think we'll go 2-0 up, and Ange will just say keep going. I think that's a problem for the players. I think that we cave in. I think he will bench Harvey Barnes, bring him on. I think it causes lots of problems. I fancy him to probably get a brace, to be honest with you. I think Isak will score as well, and I think you'll complete a pretty impressive comeback to win 3-2. But I'm not good with predictions, so I hope I'm wrong.
Fantastic stuff.
I hope you're right.
Well, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Hannah. I really do. And give us where can you find you on your socials, man, and your channel, and what you got coming up?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me again, John. It's an absolute pleasure. Obviously, for people who don't know, I had the privilege to write about Newcastle for my old writing company Valve last year, so it's really interesting. Obviously, I know you're going to get onto it later once I've gone, but Joelinton was signing a new contract. That's absolutely massive for Newcastle. I appreciate that. That's my channel in the link below. But yeah, I only, it was about a year I'd done that, I think, but still I got the impression how much of a fan favourite Joelinton is. So I think that's absolutely massive for Newcastle. But in terms of me on X, you can find me HarryScarf22 or on TikTok, or you've got my channel in the comments below there, trying to get to 2K by the end of the season. We have a Premier League show, England content on top of Tottenham content. Pretty much every week we have a Newcastle fan on, so any Newcastle fans that are interested, Newcastle's always a big talking point. It certainly will be on the Premier League show next week, and it will be around Spurs content as well this week. So thank you very much. Obviously, go check all these guys out on socials. Tony was on his channel yesterday as well, so thank you for that. And all the best, and good luck for the rest of the season. But it has to be, I'm afraid, let's say start from Sunday.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. You like you, Harry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
listen, there you go, guys. This is Sun Channel.
Harry the ticker and the talker.
Yeah. Oh, you with the jokes, Tony, today. You're on it.
I'm on the ticker and talker. Yeah,
You're
but I don't use it. I don't even have to bloody use it.
Right, see you later.
You too, Harry.
ya.
Take care. Thank you both for coming in. Take care. That's Harry, bless him. I mean, make sure Harry comes on
Tony.
again because he's a great guy.
Ticker
Like I
and
said,
the talker.
make sure you do follow his
Take
YouTube
that one,
channel.
don't you?
I do.
She likes that one, Clover.
Ticker and the
Yeah.
talker.
Ticker and the talker.
Well, I've always said that. I had somebody on once and they said, "Oh, I'm on TikTok." I said, "Oh, you're a ticker and a talker, are you?"
Ticker and the
Ticker
talker.
and the claw.
And the bloody who
Ticker
let
and
the
a
dog
talker.
out.
Wow. Wow. There you go. There's his channel. Do follow his channel. And Scarcey Spurs Talk. And he's got a cracking channel too. Terrible time for us game. We got Euros 10 days later.
Yeah.
Clover. And
So
there, thanks to Harry.
they're on a
Oh, Harry,
private
come on.
bloody jet,
Is it-
okay? It'll be very comfortable for them. It's not like when you guys have to come down here or we have to come up there and it's a horrible 30-hour flight, they'll be cruising. They'll be fine.
Yes.
That's
Don't
it.
even worry about it.
The thing is, though, about this Australian thing, I know there's going to be the Euros coming, and I just think, are these players who are involved in the Euros going to say, we don't want to go? And that's the thing. Anthony Gordon might say, I don't want to risk myself in case I get an injury and I miss the Euros.
Do they get a choice?
I would think they might do, because Gareth Southgate's not happy about this, apparently. He's said to the FA that he thinks it's stupid to do this. And it's not just,
And has he
it's
said
not,
the same thing to Spurs
It's
people?
It's not just
Or
Southgate. Well,
Arsenal,
not about
who are also
Newcastle.
coming?
It's not just obviously Southgate, but it's other international managers like Deschamps as well. They're not happy about this either.
Well, bugger off, because nobody ever comes down here. It's 2 freaking games. Like, get a bloody life.
I can see where they're coming
Let
from,
us
these
enjoy
managers.
it
So.
for just a little teeny tiny time. It's not like probably be another 10 bloody years before anybody else comes down.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
on. Right.
Let me enjoy it.
Go on to
Yes.
Alan as well. Isak has to go. So look, Isak has to have a go at the moment. That's where we can win.
Yes.
I kind of agree. that's all you got to do, because Ramiro's a bit of a hothead. He is a hothead, and he's rash as well. Very, very rash. And
what's a pointless game?
It's a pointless game.
Aussie game afterwards.
Yeah, they talk about Australia.
No, it's not. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a whole bunch of Aussies who are going to go, yeah, Newcastle are awesome. And then we're going to have a whole lot more, what do you call it, fans. And then we're going to get a whole lot more money because we're all going to buy your shit, like what's up on me wall and everywhere. See my new flag?
Yes.
And and I got a, where did I put it? Oh yeah, here we go. This is new as well. It's an umbrella.
Yeah.
I bought it for Melbourne because Melbourne's rainy. Anyway.
Bless. Bless it. That's very nice, Clover. Thank you for that, man. Let's talk about Newcastle. I'll go with you, Tony, before I go to Clover. The starting lineup, our prediction starting lineup, Tony, on Thursday, by the way. And
I know
just tell the viewers.
Yeah. So my starting lineup would be, now this is how I think Eddie's going to go on Saturday. So we're going to start with Dubravka in goal. As much as I'd like to see Karius given a chance, by the way. But I think it's going to be Dubravka in goal. Then you're going to have a back four of Emil Kraft at right back if Trippier's not fit. You're going to have Sharon Byrne in the middle. And you're going to have Lewis Hall at left back. The midfield three is going to be different as well because Joe Willock's out with an injury. So, and obviously needs surgery by the looks of things. So the midfield three will be, unfortunately, Sean Longstaff again. We'll have Bruno in the middle. And we'll have Elliot Anderson on the left. And up front, the front three will pick itself again. It'll be Jacob Murphy, right wing, Isak in the middle, and it'll be Anthony Gordon on the left. I wouldn't start with Barnes. I mean, yes, we could start with Barnes on the left, put Gordon right, but I wouldn't do that. I would rather start with Gordon and bring Barnes on as an impact sub in the second half, so then you could take Murphy off, move Gordon to the right, put Barnes on the left. If we need to get a goal, that would be the way to go for me. But my starting 11 again is Dubravka in goal, Kraft, Cher, Byrne, Hall at the back four, midfield three of Longstaff, Bruno and Anderson, and up front it'll be Murphy, Isak and Gordon. What do you think, Clover?
Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree with all of that. Where does Rucci play?
From the bench.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
What position?
Richie's a winger.
Okay. So
although he has played at right back before, but he's not obviously got the legs for right back, really.
But he could sub in for what, like Anderson or Longstaff?
Yeah, he could do because, I mean, look, when he came on against Bournemouth, he scored the equaliser for us. Yeah. And then last week against Fulham, he made a block as well in the defence. So, you know, he's the thing with Richie is, I'll tell you what I like about Matt Ritchie. And when people keep going on, oh, well, we need to get rid of him. Yes, we need to get rid of Matt Ritchie. We understand that. But Matt Ritchie's been a terrific servant for this football club. He came at a time when we had a horrible owner in charge. He was a tyrant. And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what he is, a tyrant, that owner. And Matt Ritchie was obviously Benitez's captain, did very well for Benitez. Obviously, Lascelles was captain as well. But yeah, look, Richie's always been a leader. He's always been passionate. Yes, he didn't get on with Cabbage Heat because he was the mole and Cabbage Heat didn't like that. But Richie didn't like him either. But look, he's always there, Richie. He always gives his all. And even when he comes on the pitch, he might not have the legs, but he always puts in that 110%. As I say, he got that equaliser against Bournemouth. He done that block last week against Fulham where he put the ball out for a corner, used his experience and helped us see that game through. And, you know, I like Richie for that. And if anybody's got a bad word to say about Richie, then I'm sorry, they've got short memories, because at the end of the day, this guy has been a terrific servant for this football club. And if he leaves in the summer, he leaves with his head held very, very high indeed, because that guy deserves a pat on the back. Let's be honest. He's been terrific for this football club. What do you reckon, John? Matt Ritchie?
I'm going to have to kind of agree there. Look, I wouldn't give another year's deal personally,
No,
but he has been a fantastic servant. And wherever you go next season, you have my blessing, because he needs to be playing football now elsewhere. But he's come to us when he's in the championship back in 2016. And let's be real about it. I'm not going to lie, but he deserves to be playing football. So he's a great servant. And I wish him all the best if he goes. So big up to Matt. And you know
could
what?
have gone to West Ham, John, for 12 million instead of come to us, couldn't he?
He could have done. Because of Rafa Benitez. Do you know what I mean? That's why he came to us. So big up to Matt. Big up to Matt Ritchie. And he's done some good things for us. You know what I mean? He works hard, scores some cracking goals, works hard for the team, and gives 110% every single game he's on that pitch.
He's
So,
35 this year.
yes, he is.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere else, I don't reckon.
Nah, I'm going to say retire. He'll probably retire, sort of thing. He'll probably go into coaching, but hopefully coaching elsewhere, not with us.
But you know, he might be the type of player that'll come down, him and Karius, and you know, the young'uns off the bench that haven't had any minutes yet. So I don't mind. Like these are the ones that can come on down here.
Yeah, I think Matt would do well in Australia. If he goes to Australia, I wish him all the best as well. But
I mean just for the games.
Yeah, for the game. Yeah. Just for the game. So just for the games, like just a send off, like to play in Australia. We'd definitely give him a game there. No problems at all. And let's go through some comments as well, guys. I've got loads. So I do apologise. It'll be a waiting game, Steve squad on Saturday. If Eddie will play his usual cat and mouse with the press, we'll see. To have a nice stop over in Saudi on the way to Australia. Now, would that be
They've already had one over there, I think.
Yeah. Did.
I look knackered again.
We're knackered again. Big up to AFC Always. Big up to him, big Gooner fan. Always speaks facts. He's another Arteta out as well. And they need to win the league as well in the end of the season. Would be that stronger team. Both clubs got players in Euros, Toon and Spurs, not injuries. I would have loved to go as well, but it's just bad timing. It really is bad timing. Had I been next season, or hadn't I been in the summer, I would have done it 110%.
It's winter down here, mate.
I know.
Yeah.
Winter or not, I'll still be there. And nothing's really good. Big up to Mama. Thank you, Mama. Thanks again. Cloverlass, swear words.
I know, I'm sorry.
I could tell.
Sorry, I warned you, John, did I not? I said I swear like a sailor.
Yes, you did. You did. My same 11, but Barnes on the right instead of Murphy. You have to start your strongest 11 and not to chase a game if you're 1 or 2 knocked down. We start Barnes over Jake and Murphy. He needs to start. Harvey.
Is he not better as an impact sub, though, John? Harvey Barnes, because he's still not fully fit yet, is he? Really, he's come back to fitness, isn't he? So. I mean, look, against Everton, he started and he faded in that second half.
Yeah, I'll kind of like to agree, because I like to see Harvey starting, but giving them a couple more games, then he's done fantastic since he's come off the pitch. Do you know what I mean? But he's done really well. But like Harry said, I think they need to start Harvey Barnes. Do you know what I mean? If you are to win that game, and just give Van der Ven and Romero a few nightmares, and also Pedro Paulo as well. That's the one. Eddie's got decent stars and a solid battlers. Eddie has players he knows he can depend on it. Richie will be our coach staff in the future. Richie would coach staff yet. You said that. How already said Richie has coaching job here. That's interesting.
Oh, maybe.
Very interesting. Go to academy and teach the youth teams. Yeah, I think you do there, to be fair. I don't think Matt will leave. I think Newcastle give him a job at the club. That would not surprise us, Gary. It won't surprise us. Eddie never makes statements like that, Alan. Let's talk about Joe Linton, because I've never forgot about talking about Joe Linton before we wrap up the show. Tony, he signed a long-term deal. They haven't disclosed how many years it's going to be. We reckon it's 20 till 2028. Massive signing.
They haven't?
Before the summer. Go on, Tony.
Yeah. I mean, look, we knew it was on the cards that he was, the deal was being sorted out. Apparently, Steve Nixon's the one who sorted the deal out for him. It was clear that Dan Ashworth didn't bother doing anything. I think it was down to the fact it looks like Dan Ashworth wanted to get rid of Joe Linton, if we're honest.
Really?
And since Dan Ashworth's left Newcastle United, things have got better. So, maybe Dan Ashworth's been the problem all along. But yeah, he signs a long-term deal. We don't know how long it is. We're saying it could be 4, it could be 5 years. Nobody knows. That's the thing. It was like when Eddie signed that new deal, Eddie Howe, it was like he's on a new deal, but nobody knew what it was. But, look, whether it's 4 years or 5 years or even 6 years, whatever it is, the end of the day, it's great news that he signed the deal and he's here to stay. Maybe that means Bruno stays as well, whether we get Europe or not. That's the other thing. Yes, when he first came, he looked an absolute donkey in front of goal. He couldn't hit a barn door, couldn't score in a brothel. But look, since Eddie come in, moved him to midfield, he's looked better. But I said this before we signed him. I thought, hang on, why is Karacic playing him up front? Does the Cabbage not realise he's actually a midfielder, not a forward? Even at Hoffenheim, he was never a forward. And even when he went Austria and played for a season, he was never a forward. He was always playing left to midfield, like left wing. So I was kind of wondering why. But you see, the thing is, and it goes back to the tyrant who owns that shop that we shall not name, that we do not like going into, the one who was not happy about not getting the shirt seals as well. But the thing is, I think what he was hoping for was to buy Joe Linton for 40 million. He comes in up front, and he was probably hoping that he'd bang in, say, 20-odd goals that season. And then the likes of Man City would say, there's 90 million, we'll take Joe Linton off you. And he would have said, thank you very much, 90 million in my back pocket, not going in the club coffers. Off you go, Joe Linton. You've done you well here for one season. That was what he was hoping. And it didn't. Yeah. It backfired. And it backfired massively. And even people were questioning, was Joe Linton even good enough for the championship? You know? And let's be honest, that's what people were. And if everybody's, in the chat tonight, they all say the same. They all thought he's not really a forward. But now we've seen him in this midfield role. We're seeing the real Joe Linton. And he deserved his Brazilian call-up as well. So, look, yeah, absolutely well done. And so pleased they've got that one over the line and sorted out, Because under the former owner, the likes of Baz Dost or Hamza Chowdhury, we just couldn't get them over the line. Well, these owners get things over the line, and they're proving it now.
Fact. Let me just read out the comments so I can fill a comment to Clove as well. I've always wanted to be here, said Joe Linton. I love playing for the club. I love the club. I love the fans. I'm glad to continue and hope to have success in the years to come. And he also added, Eddie Howe has said, Joey is an exceptional player and person, and the love that he has for the club is reciprocated by all of us here. He brings unique qualities to the group and undoubtedly makes us stronger. And Newcastle have not specified the length of the contract. So I told you yesterday, Clover, don't jump into yourself. And I saved your bacon. I've saved your bacon. Right?
You did.
Today.
Thank you.
You've done the right thing as well. What's your take on the Joe Linton's new deal? Are you over the moon?
Oh, bloody oath I am. I mean, we've been just waiting for it, eh? And isn't it so nice? Like, okay, so everyone's saying, now that Joel Linton's re-signed it, we might keep Bruno for longer too. So it's really clear that, those two are a really nice little duet thing going on in midfield. So then that just gets me thinking, all right, so everybody knows how much of a bloody superstar Isaac is, right? Now, what do you think about, does that mean that we're just waiting to find the right pairing for him, with the left or right winger maybe, or another striker, I don't know, to go, who is his perfect matchup, his other half, to just become the best bloody striker that we've seen, or, the next best thing in the Premier League and then just like take us to, holding that cup up high next season. I mean, maybe is it Barnes? I don't know. Is it Gordon? I don't know. But, I'm thinking at the moment it kind of feels like a little bit disjointed up the front. Like everybody wants to be that person on their own. But I'm wondering if it's going to be a pairing that's going to, be the difference. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you really get Tonali coming back as well. That makes our midfield three. If he gets his ban finished, that'll be a cracking midfield three. I guarantee you that. That's the first thing. You've got Elliot Anderson as well. I watched the Elliot Anderson starting games as well because when he came on last week, Alfie did really well for us. It's great news and stops all the transfer talk. Thank you, man, Frosty. Facts, absolute facts. Dan Ashworth's just agreed with him, lads. Gary, you're right. I'm glad he's gone, by the way. Club will hopefully be in a different place by the time Jason's contract runs out. He'll be 28 this year, by the way. I've never seen Eddie Hauser Richards as coach future at Newcastle. When in fairness, Eddie doesn't know his future, so I doubt it. And let's go on to Dave as well. I looked at Jordan's stats before he signed and was rumoured that he ain't a striker. But I get your spelling, by the way. And Ian, big up to Ian, by the way. Lovely lad, as you all know. And big thumbs up to Ian as well. Hope you so well. I'm great, man. Hope you're well too. We'll try to get you back on again very, very soon. Ash was a shit house, and I've been keeping cut in that grass for 30 months. Mind you, we'll have moved on by then. You reap what you sow. Thank you very much indeed, my guy. Thank you very much indeed. Joe Linton is such a happy guy, always having fun, and seems is a laughter with his teammates. By the way, Lauren, thanks for your kind words yesterday as well on that video done. Thank you so much indeed for that. And maybe Han won't be there. I thought he said it would be a place for Richie and the coaching, but I'm not certain we'll find out soon enough. Not my favourite player, but a good servant to the club. Thank you for that one. Ashworth needs to be kept on garden leave until after the summer transfer window. I tell you, he's got a job for him. Do the garden bloom. Keep cutting those grasses. Keep doing the garden. Good career move, my guy.
Well, there's talk, John.
Yeah.
There's talk that Man United are now pulling out of Dan Ashworth now. So, I've got a message for Dan Ashworth. So, Dan Ashworth, if you're watching this channel, or if you're not watching this channel live, if you're watching this on a replay or catch up,
everybody link him.
I've got a message for you, Dan. The message is, I hope you reap what you sow because, as soon as Man U come calling, you jump ship. And you've jumped ship to sit in your deck chair all day, getting the suntan. And I hope it's worth it because I hope you're getting that garden done and I hope it's nice and I hope it's ready for the Chelsea flower show. And no doubt we'll see you appearing on TV this year, but obviously it won't be in front of the fans at Man United. It'll be on Alan Titchmarsh. Love your garden.
I'll tell you what, Tony, as well. You shouldn't change it. It should be Dan Ashworth. It should be Dan Cashworth.
That's all he's got. But John, I've got a Brighton friend, and he said to me, that's what Dan Ashworth done to Brighton. As soon as we come in, he jumped ship. And do you know what? We don't want people like that. And obviously there's games tonight. Obviously Liverpool are losing 1-0 at the moment to Atlanta through Skamaka, who couldn't score very well for West Ham. Leverkusen are 0-0 with West Ham at the moment as well, and Villa are 1-up at against Lille as well. Through Ollie Watkins' early goal. Yeah. And Gateshead are playing tonight, and they're drawn 0-0 at the moment away to AFC Fylde.
Wow. Thanks for that, Tony. We won't be too long. Give another 10 more minutes before we wrap up the show as well. Tony, I'm sure you won't be sure off us if it's true. Well, whoever gets Dan Ashworth, right? Just give him a 1-year contract. He'll be gone after a year. Real talk. And guess who hasn't been on for a long time? It's good to see her back, Tony. You might not know her. We might have seen her before. Judy! Big up to Judy, by the way. Long time no here, Judy. I hope you're well. And we do miss your jokes and that as well. And where have you been all this time, Judy? Let me know in the comments, man. we have missed you. And she's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And so you're right about Ashworth as well. Let's be real, right? We don't want Ashworth back. Tell him to get stuff. Turn around again. He's toast. The guy's done. Finish. That's
How
it.
could you work with him
Yes.
again, though, after all of this, like jumping ship and
couldn't.
Couldn't.
you couldn't.
You couldn't.
Things
Not
would
at
be
all.
way too strange. Like,
Fat, absolute fat.
mm.
And we got one of Judy. Hi, gang. Love to you so, Judy. Love you as well. And by the way, AG, yes, if you do so on Saturday, let us know. I'll go have a drink before the game. No problem. I've got to meet Shelley as well. Shelley Barris as well. And she's fantastic. If I can't go to games, she has my tickets as well. Ashworth's a corrupt director of football. He belongs with Richard Masters and his band of you know what. I shall say here anyway. Right, let's go back to the game. I mean, we could go for the score predictions. Well, injury news as well. We know Trippier's not going to play. We know Willock's going to be out. I want to see Elliot Anderson starting Clover. Right, that's important alongside Bruno. And I'd personally drop Longstaff out as well to be able to get Elliot Anderson in.
Then who's going to be playing there? Not on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like Longstaff's going to play, unfortunately. Willock's
Yeah.
going to be out injured, so I think Elliot should come in.
Yeah.
And go Willock's place. Because Manny's out as well.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, we were just saying that too. We thought Richie could come and sub in for Longstaff after, however long, maybe.
aye.
Do you not think,
Get him
John,
off.
do you not think Joe White should get a chance ahead of Longstaff? Give him a go.
Probably not against Tottenham.
Not
maybe
against
Palace. Maybe against Palace. I'll give him a go against Palace. Because Palace
Give him a go against Sheffield.
Yeah, could be. Sheffield United, yeah. Drop Longstaff.
Yeah, they're
Joe
getting
White
dock
as well.
points, John, aren't there as well?
They already have.
Who's Sheffield? Who?
Yeah, when they go down Sheffield United, when they go back down to the EFL, they're going to get dock points for financial fair play. It's just getting ridiculous now.
It is.
I swear, if all of these other teams keep getting points deducted and Man City get to come in after the bloody luxury tax, I'm just going to, that's it. That's just going to be saying it all for me. I mean, we all know anyway, but geez, how much more in your face could it be obvious that, there's rules for one and another rule for others?
Yeah.
I just think that's so wrong. They should be getting points deducted now. Okay, fair enough. They want to have their three-way bloody, run at the title or whatever. But I just think it's so unfair. If that's the case, don't deduct the points from the others. Let them have the luxury tax thingy now. Or don't talk about the luxury tax thingy until next season.
Yeah.
And deduct City now too. Out of 115 charges, just do 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Exactly. I see your point, but I think you're right. I also think there's more to it with Chips. It's something mentally with all of this recent upsets. Well, we don't know what's going on behind the family life survey, but then again, you could be right. We don't know. But I see where
What
you're
is
coming.
happening?
With Kieran Trippier, Tony, what's going on with Kieran Trippier with his
I don't
Behind
know,
the
John. I
scenes.
mean,
no one knows.
Had this injury, and then I think it was against Bournemouth, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Now it's that far back now. Yes, because it was just before the international break, and then he wasn't going to play for England because obviously he wouldn't be fit. But then Eddie said he will be back. He will be back after the international break. So we thought he was coming back after the international break, and then he's still not in the team. We saw him on Saturday, because obviously you were a Fulham anyway, John, but when the TV panned round, he was sitting there with the security guy in the main stand at Fulham, up in the director's box, watching the game, and he didn't look a happy bunny watching that game. Maybe because of the team's performance, because we were playing absolutely dross at the time.
Yeah.
And who can blame him? But I don't know what's going on, and nothing's been said about the injury. So I don't know, John. I don't know if there's anything. Is he still upset over the Bayern Munich thing that he didn't get the move? Did he really want the move? And he's, I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the problem. Nobody knows. So look, we'll just have to see.
No, I reckon it was
Eddie
something
says.
before that. Because you know how he had to come home early from international duty,
Yeah.
a match early or something like that last time.
Yes, yeah, because he didn't travel to North Macedonia.
Yeah.
It could be that. It could be many things. I mean, like you got what's happened in England, and also as well, he had the altercation of a fan, which I was there at Bournemouth as well. It's pretty close to that what happened. Do you know what I mean? When they had a good trip here, and Lauren thinks that he thinks he's fit, but she thinks it's something right. Trippier looked not in a good way the other day, and I think his wife got the Insta messages as well. So we don't know what's going on with Trippier. I mean, for me, I don't think it's to do with the Bayern Munich move, because you will sort of stay in Newcastle, yeah. But Newcastle could have done a lot more, saying that look, he's going nowhere. It's taking days and days and days to make that decision, by the way. But hey, he's our player. Past tax today is taking shape until now, look like a building site. You know what? As soon as that's done, I shall be there as well. That is the thing. But thanks for that one, Alan, as well. Right, then, score predictions. Newcastle, Tottenham. I'll go with you, Claudia, first. Give us a score prediction.
I knew you were going to do that. Spurs. Where are we? Are we playing at home?
At home.
Yes, we're
We're
at
at
home.
home. Oh, shit. I'm thinking we might go 2-1.
2-1?
No, 3-2.
3-2? Okay, cool. What about you, Tony?
3-1, you reckon? Yeah, 3-2, Lorraine.
Right.
That's fine.
I've got 2 score predictions, yeah. My head and my heart.
Yeah.
Now, my heart says it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Oh.
But my head's thinking we'll win this 2-1.
Ooh, really?
Now then,
do
I let me head rule me heart? That's the problem. I think this is going to be a tougher game than we're going to anticipate.
Yeah, I'm thinking too.
I've got to go with my heart. I've got to see a 1-1 draw.
Once each. Cool. For me,
I hope I'm wrong. No, I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather have the 3 points, but look, I want to see we win this, but I don't want to be too overconfident, because obviously it depends what Spurs turn up on the day. It certainly won't be the 5-0 after 21 minutes against Spurs. But I do really want to go for the win. But I think if I take the draw and we win the game, that's even better, and it makes it even more happier. So,
how come Harry is more positive about us winning than we are? What the hell?
Well,
I think, yeah,
exactly.
Maybe I'll tell you what. Sorry, I'll go me head. No, I'm gonna go 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1.
Isak will get a brace. There you go.
Yes, again.
Normally, I'm honest to be score predictions. I'm normally honest. I can go with both cases. Spurs scores, but defensively, not that great. But they got a good defense to Van der Ven and Romero, right? And
Richarlison's out, right?
And we could be in for a difficult day, because Spurs having a fantastic season. We got to defend properly, guys. We have to. What about Emil Kraft already facing Brennan Johnson? Yeah, there's pace and trickery. Yeah, but we have got to defend properly. For me, my heart say is going to be a 3-2 Newcastle win. We heard it's going to say 2s each. I think there'll be goals in this game. But so I'm going to go 3-2. But if I get it wrong, right, then I'm going to get shot. But I'm going to go 3-2 to Newcastle. I truly believe we're going to get a 3-2 win. Yeah.
I reckon it's going to come down to the bloody refs.
Yes. And in front of
Tim
the
Robinson, the referee.
Tim.
Does he like us or no?
Tim Robinson's actually been all right in the few games that we've had. I think, didn't he referee the game when we played Wolves? And he was pretty good that day as well. So, yeah, Tim
Then we're
Robinson's all
winning.
right.
Then
Apart
we're
from the
winning.
VAR ref, Stuart Atwell, John.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh.
Atwell, not a fan of him. Not a fan of him at all.
And his assistant,
so as long as nothing
Sean
goes-
Massey, the lineswoman.
So Massey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's his assistant VAR, but obviously Atwell has the cast and vote, and he's another one that is anti-Toon as well, isn't he? So,
And you know which referees like Newcastle or which ones cannot stand him. It's as simple as that.
that's why I knew that goal at Fulham. As soon as I knew, even before we played Fulham, when Jared Gillett was on VAR, I said, if there's a decision going to be made against us, he's going to make sure we don't get it. And he did that on Saturday when Dan Burn took Shirley Bassey out and she fell to the floor and the referee bought it. Well,
Shirley
obviously the VAR ref said to Sam Allison, get yourself the monitor. Jared Gillett told him to go to the monitor. And I knew as soon as the referee went to the monitor, this wasn't going to stand. And, she can go back to singing Goldfinger now, can Shirley Bassey?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You can't trust them. You can't trust these people.
Tony's gonna go get a job down at the bloody comedy company on the weekend.
Did you like that
He's
one?
it.
Did you, Shirley Bassey?
Oh, I loved it. Oh, Alison.
She's multi-talented, she's the best defender for Fulham, supposedly, and, she's a cracking singer.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm not going to give him my day job to be a singer. I'm not. I'll leave that to the experts.
She's better off with 007.
Go on, give us a tune.
I can't sing to save my life.
Oh, come on, you can't be saying that. As a Newcastle fan, you can't say you can't sing. What do you mean?
Can't sing to save me
Give
life.
us a line or tune of Bladen Races.
Nah,
Come on.
not tonight. Not tonight. Anyway, we move on. Let's have a look. We're in Australia, Queensland. I'll go right this time, did I? Queensland. Could be Sydney, could be Darwin, but it's Queensland. Yes, sir. Right, so on that bombshell, we're gonna go. John gives us out.
Right.
Yay! Nah. And right, we're gonna wrap the show there, guys. It's been fantastic tonight. I mean, thanks for Harry as well for joining us as well. No, I can't sing to save me life, so it's not gonna happen. So let's go with Clara first.
Yes, Kel. What?
Let's go with Clara. Where can we find you, man? Where can we find your socials and for people to follow these?
On the screen there, it'll tell you. And it's one or the other for all of them.
Cool stuff. Brilliant. So there you go. You can see it. She's AS Rock.
No, Ayers
Rock.
No.
Nah. I tell you, if I did an Australian game for 2 weeks, I would have gone there as well. But still,
oh, that's another thing. The second game down there, I think I got like the better ticket, I guess. And there's talk of being allowed to be at the side of the pitch for their training session. But it's Spurs, not bloody Newcastle. So I don't know if they're going to be doing separate ones or where are they training separately? It's like, unless they're all going to be there, and how amazing would that be?
Yes. I think you'd be. Oh, wow.
I know. So I'm thinking of taking a sign that says, Miggy, can I swap your shirt for a packet of Tim Tams? Do you know what Tim Tams are? They're the most delicious chocolate biscuits ever. And if you ever get to try them, you should. But but then I get told I'm only allowed a bag that's like 10 centimeters by 15 centimeters. That's how big my bag is allowed to be. That's
Wow.
4 inches by 6 inches.
One day.
Anyway.
One day, because I can't eat chocolates in a minute, but we'll see. Tony,
No,
I'm not allowed. Tony, where can you find you on the socials, man? Sorry about that.
No. First of all, Liverpool are now 2-0 down at Anfield. Both goals from Skamaka.
Wow.
Spoilers. You got to do spoilers.
Villa are 2-0 up now. John McGinn's got the second for Villa. West Ham are still holding Bayern Leverkusen 0-0 at the minute, even though Leverkusen's had about 20 shots a goal.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Leverkusen's all over West Ham. But yeah, on my channel, you can find me, and it's all black and white TV. It's behind me there, behind my head, as you can see it. I was on there last night. Obviously, like I say, the lives went to pot because, the great YouTube and StreamYard did not communicate. So cock things up for everybody, not just for me, but for a lot of other people as well.
Lorraine didn't say anything about his swearing.
So you can get on that. So thank you very much, by the way, Mama Flossie, for putting that in the chat there as well. So go on there, check out. If you're not subscribed, go and smash that subscribe. I'm only 38 away now from hitting 1,200 as well.
Congratulations.
You can find me on X at Tony. Well, I say X, I call it Twitter still, but Tony31. Find me on there. You can find me on Instagram. It's all black and white TV there as well. It's on Facebook as well. It's all black and white TV, and I'm on Twitch as well. It's all black and white TV. Tony31 on Twitch as well. Sorry, so look for that as well. So I'm on various platforms, and I'm a ticker and a talker, but I don't really use it. But if you want to go on there and give it a follow, give the ticker and the talker a follow.
Fantastic stuff.
And I said that because I know Clover likes that. She loves that.
Fat, absolutely fat. Well done, man. There you go. There's the link to Tony's channel. You could go in there. It's all black and white TV. Hit that subscribe button, guys. You won't be disappointed. Miggy won't be there. He is getting sold. That's from Alan. Don't upset Clover. Don't upset her mind. Liverpool 2-0 Toon. Yeah, I do love Italian football, by the way, and everyone knows that. The future's black, the future's black and white. AG, thank you very much for that. What Liverpool do in the Europa League for 5th place Champions League? Well, and bloody ain't swearing for Aussies. That's an Alan. Thanks, guys. Great stream. Mama Flashy, thank you for modding.
Oh, is that what you were thinking was my swearing? I thought you meant other words. Is that swearing?
Is that swearing, Tony?
No, I wouldn't say it was. No,
I wouldn't say it was. Nah.
Okay, good.
Lille have pulled a goal back against Villa, so it's 2-1 now, Villa. And Gateshead have gone a goal down from Fylde, so it's 1-0 at the moment. Come on, Gateshead. By the way, let's mention Gateshead, John. They've gone back to Wembley again for the FA Trophy final again.
Yeah,
and they'll play Solihull Bears. But the problem is, we are playing on that day that Gateshead are at Wembley, unless our game gets moved against Brighton for Sky cameras. But then the same will be said for Solihull because Villa are playing on that Saturday as well. It's a shame in a way because I bet they should have kept that on the Sunday because then you could have had fans from Birmingham and Newcastle going down there to support them, so they might not get as many this time around. But let's hope they can bring the trophy home this time.
Yes. How are the Heat? Come on, the Heat. That's how we say. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
What's the Heat?
The Heat.
Gateshead.
Gateshead.
Oh.
When I used to have my season ticket there at Newcastle, when I didn't go to the away games, I used to go to the home games at Gateshead Stadium to watch Gateshead, and they used to get huge crowds because Newcastle fans that didn't bother going to the away games used to just go there and watch Gateshead, and they used to get crowds of up to 2,000 on a match day. It was amazing.
That is brilliant.
Turn up with Toon tops.
That is amazing. I'm going to go to Gateshead in the summer as well, Tony, for the pre-season friendly. I'm going to go there as well.
Yeah.
Which I will do this time. I guarantee you. It should have been a sellout, but the big thing is, though, they were giving us what? There wasn't even a sellout last season as well. There's still seats there. But Australians do not swear ever. That's the days. Just talk sense and no crap in between. That is.
And I mean, I agree with half of that. We do swear, but we still don't talk crap.
There you go.
But it's just part of our culture.
Yeah.
We don't mean any harm by it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Listen, on that bombshell, we're going to end the show there. But thanks so much for watching as well. And you can follow us on John Sinclair TV. I'm only 50 odd away from 7,500 subs. And,
Wow.
and need to get another 50. I think it's another 45. I think I need to get more, and then I'll get me 75. So please, guys, share the content, support my channel. That'd be amazing. And if you like the video, like what you watch, thank you very much to Mam as well for modding my channel as well. Really appreciate that. She is absolutely, that's someone I like to meet as well. And I think it'll be a good time as well. But guys, like what you watch, like, subscribe. I've got the match on Saturday. Hit us up, and I'll be doing my vlogs as well. As always, away the lads.